In the bustling market of Umudike, Emeka first laid eyes on Adora. She was unlike anyone he had ever seen. With her graceful movements and enchanting smile, Adora was there with her mother, selling vegetables and fruits, her laughter ringing out like a melody. Emeka, a young man known for his quiet demeanor and hardworking nature, felt an unfamiliar stirring in his heart. He watched her from a distance, entranced by her beauty and the way she interacted with others. Gathering courage, Emeka approached Adora's stall. "Good afternoon," he greeted, trying to keep his voice steady. Adora looked up, her eyes meeting his. "Good afternoon," she replied with a polite smile. Emeka bought some fruits, trying to prolong the conversation. Their hands brushed as Adora handed him the change. A spark seemed to ignite, sending shivers down Emeka's spine. He walked away with a racing heart, clutching the fruits like they were the most precious things in the world. From that day, Emeka found reasons to visit the market more often. He would linger around Adora's stall, offering to help and buying more than he needed just to see her smile. Adora, ever polite and kind, welcomed Emeka's company. She appreciated his help and found his quiet nature refreshing. Little did she know, Emeka's feelings were growing deeper, turning into an obsession. Emeka's thoughts were consumed by Adora. He found it difficult to focus on his work and spent sleepless nights imagining a future with her. His friends noticed the change and teased him, but Emeka didn't mind. Emeka began bringing small gifts for Adora. A necklace here, a bracelet there. Adora accepted them with gratitude. Though she was puzzled by his generosity, she viewed him as a good friend and nothing more. Emeka decided to take a bold step. He visited Adora's parents, bringing gifts and seeking their approval for a potential courtship. Adora's father, a stern but fair man, appreciated Emeka's respect and hard work, but made no promises. Adora, however, was not interested in Emeka as a suitor. She saw him as a friend and nothing more. When her father mentioned Emeka's visit, she felt uneasy. She didn't want to hurt Emeka, but also didn't want to lead him on. Emeka was undeterred. He believed that if he could show Adora how much he loved her, she would eventually fall for him. His obsession grew stronger, clouding his judgment. The villagers began to notice Emeka's infatuation. Rumors spread, and some warned Adora to be careful. Emeka's actions, though well-meaning, started to seem excessive and desperate. One day, a new suitor appeared in Adora's life. Chinedu, a charming and confident young man, began courting her. Adora found herself drawn to Chinedu's charisma and warmth. Emeka's jealousy fled. He watched from a distance as Chinedu and Adora spent time together, laughing and talking. The sight filled him with rage and despair. Unable to contain his emotions, Emeka confronted Adora. "Why are you spending time with him?" he demanded, his voice trembling with anger. Adora was taken aback. "Emeka, Chinedu is just a friend," she tried to explain. Emeka grabbed her arm. "You belong with me, Adora. No one else." Adora pulled away, fear flashing in her eyes. "Emeka, you're scaring me. Let go." Emeka released her, but his obsession only deepened. Desperate and delusional, Emeka devised a plan to eliminate Chinedu. He couldn't bear the thought of losing Adora to another man. If he couldn't have her, no one else would. Emeka began following Chinedu, learning his routines and habits. He watched him from the shadows, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. One evening, as Chinedu walked home through a secluded path, Emeka ambushed him. "Stay away from Adora," Emeka hissed, brandishing a knife. Chinedu tried to reason with him, but Emeka was beyond reasoning. A struggle ensued. In the chaos, Emeka's knife plunged into Chinedu's chest. Chinedu fell to the ground, gasping for breath. Emeka stood over him, his heart pounding, with a mix of triumph and horror. Emeka fled the scene, his mind racing. He didn't mean for it to go this far, but there was no turning back now. He convinced himself that it was the only way to be with Adora. The news of Chinedu's death spread quickly. Adora was devastated, her heart shattered by the loss. She couldn't understand why anyone would want to harm Chinedu. The villagers were shocked and fearful. Suspicion fell on Emeka, given his known obsession with Adora. Whispers and glances followed him wherever he went. Guilt gnawed at Emeka, but he tried to bury it. He visited Adora, offering his condolences and support. Adora, though grateful, felt an uneasy tension around him. The village elders decided to investigate Chinedu's death. They interviewed witnesses and gathered evidence, determined to find the truth. A young boy who had seen Emeka following Chinedu that night came forward. His testimony pointed towards Emeka, raising suspicion even higher. Emeka was summoned by the elders. Under their stern gaze, he denied any involvement, but his nervousness betrayed him. The elders were not convinced. Adora began piecing together the clues. Emeka's obsessive behavior, his confrontation, and now the evidence against him. A chilling realization dawned upon her. Adora confronted Emeka, her voice shaking. Did you kill Chinedu?" she demanded. Emeka's eyes filled with tears. I did it for us, Adora. He was in the way." Horror and revulsion washed over Adora. "You're a monster, Emeka. How could you?" She turned and fled, leaving Emeka alone with his guilt and despair. Adora went to the elders, demanding justice for Chinedu. The village was divided, some still in disbelief that Emeka could commit such a crime. A trial was held, evidence was presented, and witnesses testified. Emeka's guilt was undeniable. He was sentenced to exile, a fate worse than death for him. As he was led away, Emeka's heart was heavy with regret. He had lost everything: his home, his friends, and most importantly, Adora. Adora began the painful process of healing. The support of her family and friends helped her through the darkest days. She vowed to remember Chinedu and live a life he would be proud of. The village of Umudike learned a harsh lesson about the dangers of obsession. They became more vigilant, looking out for signs of unhealthy behavior among their youths. Over time, Adora found peace. She continued her work in the market, finding joy in the simple things. She knew she would never forget Chinedu, but she also knew life had to go on. In exile, Emeka wandered aimlessly. He realized too late the depth of his mistakes. His love for Adora had twisted into something dark and destructive. Emeka's story became a cautionary tale told around the village fires. Parents warned their children about the dangers of obsession and the importance of respecting others' feelings. Adora became a symbol of strength and resilience. She used her experience to help others, guiding young women who found themselves in similar situations. Though the scars remained, Adora's heart slowly healed. Join us next time for another captivating story from the hearts of Africa. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. It helps us grow. Until next time, bye.